We're gonna do pre-show, right? So we're live.
Yeah, we're doing pre-show now. So welcome to the pre-show, everybody. It's me and Andy just hanging out for now. I think Dave's supposed to be here, but Taylor will definitely be here. This is the part of the show where we talk about what we're gonna do on the show. You hadn't seen Evil Dead though? The new Evil
No,
Dead
I
movie?
haven't seen the new Evil Dead one
I
though.
heard it was awesome,
It
dude.
looks really nice. I
I've
like
heard
the premise
really
of the
good things.
story where it's because I'm not sure if anybody actually ever saw the reboot one that was done by the.
It's okay.
It's okay, but
Yeah.
it's done
Let me
where
fix my lighting. Go ahead, keep talking to the crowd.
I'll keep talking. But the reboot one, the Evil Dead reboot one is the fact that the Necromonicon is actually on this like whole entire like cycle. So no matter what happens, everything keeps on happening in the same cycle over and over again.
I love movies like that. I
So
love
I
that
mean,
shit.
that's a good premise to start on, and the movie is pretty decent. I mean, it's got a
Yeah.
lot of great practical effects. It's got a lot of great CGI effects to it. And what I've seen from Evil Dead Rises, the sequel to
It's
Evil,
like the same. It's gonna look.
it's the same. It's the same thing, but
Yeah.
now you're in an apartment building,
Wow.
and it's happening all over again. And I like the premise of this. I mean,
Yeah, I hadn't seen
isolation
it,
horror.
man. I need to check it out.
Isolation
It'll
horror
be
is
on
my type
streaming
of
very soon.
isolation horror is my type of thing. I like
Right.
isolation horror. I mean,
Nice.
my top favorite horror movies of all time is you got Event Horizon, you have
It's my
ATM, you
favorite.
have
Yeah.
Await Further Instructions.
Oh, that's pretty rad. Yeah. That's a
Those
deep
are
cut. That's a deep cut.
perfect films, man. Those are
Yeah.
perfect horror films. I mean, Await Further Instructions. When I watched that, I was just like, damn, that's a good movie.
Yeah, dude.
That's a damn good
Yeah.
movie.
You mentioned.
I mean, I know that came over from across the pond, but man,
Yeah.
if you haven't watched that movie, you should watch it.
Yeah.
That
Now
is
they do movies in other places. Hey Taylor, we're doing the show already. It's pre-show.
Oh, I see Andy's prompt
Andy
like
back. I'm sorry, Taylor.
I figure I give my
That's
advice
just-
on my top 3 and honorable mentions, this week to finish the circle a little bit.
Oh, it sounds excellent. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that you're prompt like David is, so you also
Where
make me
is
look
Dave?
that-
I thought this was a Dave week.
Who
Is
knows?
he not here for previews? Anyway,
He was.
It's all small press this week, and then food news. Sorry. Marvel DC news was lame.
It's kind of a light week, but there's a couple of good honorable mentions. But other than that, the top 3 are going to be my top 3.
Yeah, I got some pretty good ones that I don't know. I can almost read Taylor's top 3 like right now, easily. But one of them was amazing. The other 2 were pretty good, but I can understand why he would appreciate one more than the other, But
Well, I'm glad you got it all cracked here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see if you figured out
chill
my
over
top
here.
3. Let's see if you figured out my top 3. That's
Yeah, I doubt it. It's unpredictable. I don't know you as well in terms of your tastes. I know what you're into maybe this week. If it's indie, we'll have to wait and see.
I'm all over the board. It depends on what
Exactly.
what talks to me, man.
Yeah. But it's a big Star Trek week again, and Star Wars, but kind of bittersweet. We'll talk more about that in segment 1. I guess it's not a Dave week. I'm very upset about that. Let's just do it. Getting everyone excited. Let's just do it. Whatever. Stupid comic book show.
This is bad comedy.
I miss Transformers comics.
You really know how to hype up the audience here.
I miss Transformers comics so bad.
Eventually, they'll
They
be
don't have
somewhere.
to.
Who knows?
I ordered more G.I. Joes last week. I should really stop buying stuff online. Greetings, Geek! Welcome back. Another episode of This Week in Comics, Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
Gomer Taylor with Andy this hour. No Dave this week, and Adam will be back eventually. By the time we get Transformers and G.I. Joe comics back. Segment 1 we talk about we did this week. It was bittersweet. Picard ended. Man, fan service in just the best kind of fucking way. This is a great picture to showcase that. This is the end on the right, the end of All Good Things, or no, that's the end of Deep Space Nine. Or is
That
that
was the end of All Good
TNG?
Things. TNG ended with a poker game. Yeah.
Yeah, is it All Good
Yeah, all
Things?
good things ended like that.
Yeah, All Good Things ended like that.
Yeah, and
Yep.
they ended this with a poker game. I read online that they did it was a 5-minute scene, them drinking on a bar and then Picard whipping out some cards and then playing poker. But they had 45 minutes of footage of them just kicking it, ad-libbing and just having fun, and that warms me inside. But not to fret. It ended with, spoiler alert, Picard, is now not a captain of anything. Shaw is obviously not a captain of anything, but now 7 of 9 is now in command of the brand new Enterprise G. That's right. The F was there for, there's Dave. He did make it. He was there for, just half a minute.
I'm here.
Yeah, bittersweet that, you are here.
Yeah.
Speaking of bittersweet.
We were talking about the Picard finale.
I haven't watched it in its entirety, but it is awesome.
So good.
I especially love the replication of the Star Wars inside the Death Star from Return of the Jedi with the Enterprise.
Right,
D.
right. Yeah. There's a giant Borg cube that the Enterprise D actually flies inside of. That's how big it is. And Data's driving. It's rad.
Yeah.
It was
Data is driving it like he stole it.
Yeah, it is kind of reminiscent of, flying through the Death Star at the end of Empire.
That never really occurred to me when the episode aired back in the day, but yeah, I guess, I could definitely see the parallels. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
Yeah. And then Mando ended. Oh, my goodness. Just a great season of The Mandalorian.
I don't think that was Moff Gideon.
Well, it's hard to tell. Even so, all right, it might be Moff Gideon and he died. All right, that's option 1. It might be Moff Gideon and he didn't die. He made it and he'll be all fucked up. Or, it was one of his clones.
It was one of his clones.
They really pushing this clone shit hard in
Man,
Star Wars all of a sudden. Since the 90s.
Well,
just let him fucking die. Just let him die already.
They're trying to push the whole entire fact that they're setting up the clones to make sure that everybody's not going to be so pissed off the fact that Emperor Palpatine came back at the end of episode 9.
I don't know why people were pissed off about that. Clones were a thing. I don't know.
That was the thing in the expanded universe. All these Star Wars fans are never happy with fucking anything, so that's mug's game is to try to placate them anyway.
Even though I'm a Star Wars fan and I'm happy with everything besides Solo, but that's a different story.
Oh wow, I actually really liked Solo.
I like Solo. It was fun.
I really liked Solo.
Exactly.
It's okay. It was fine.
It's okay.
I wish we'd have gotten a sequel. Just kidding. The sequel is literally A New Hope. But yeah, Moff Gideon fighting with Bo-Katan. It was great.
Yeah, the reason why I think this would be a fine time to just let the character be dead is this was a satisfying way to end it,
Hey, Melissa, thanks for hanging out. Oh, she's threatening us. Just kidding. No, I love Solo.
It's okay. I know Melissa.
Jeez, Andy, you come and do like a guest spot with us, and you're just poisoning the audience against us. Please.
We have an audience. Shut up. We have an audience.
I brought some audience with me.
That is Eli. I believe.
I'll take that trade off. I guess. Yeah, that's Eli.
Terrestrials is Eli, I believe.
Yeah, that's Eli from over at.
But anyway, back to Mandalorian.
Yes.
So I guess a good reason to bring him back for this season was that we got to have the showdown between him and Bo-Katan specifically.
Well, there was definitely a loose thread there that was left that I am happy. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
As awesome as it was seeing Luke show up and just kind of whip the shit out of everyone, that was kind of a Deus Ex Machina that they ended with last time. Although, Din did beat him one-on-one before that. So, it wasn't
they revisited him as well as part of Grogu's story, which I thought also worked. Kind of in the same way that Moff Gideon worked,
Grogu had Ripley energy.
Had what energy?
Ripley.
Oh yeah, and the power loader. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that. But all right, even when Grogu during that fight with Moff Gideon, and he did sort of remind me of like Dungeons and Dragons, and he's like 2 levels lower than everybody else, just trying to get in where he fits in, just doing these little force things, to change the game a little bit. It was just really smart way to incorporate this little shit who really can't do much, relatively speaking, to have flamethrowers on their arms and dark sabers and jetpacks and shit. I just thought it was really cool. Why am I not having the Grogu picture up? But yeah, I love that little shit, dude. I really do.
Yeah,
And
Grogu's
it's
great.
not like the infatuation that was season 1, where he was like this storming character that, oh my god, he's so cute. It's not that anymore. It's like this father-son relationship, man. It's
Yeah, and they made it official
Yeah.
here at the end of this one.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's so heartwarming.
This is a really great relationship. I mean, you got father and son working together.
Yeah.
Hopefully with mom on the side there.
Bo-Katan, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's like the major ship right now. But
Well, if that's the case, that makes Obi-Wan Grogu's uncle.
Yeah, it does.
Oh wow, that's a deep cut.
whatever. But this was a really cool episode to go out on. The hallway fight scene was really rad. Definitely had like
Everybody got to fight in the
Daredevil
hallway.
vibes for that. Yeah.
Whatever, Eli. It is fucking cute. Damn it. Star Wars is allowed to be cute. Ewoks are cute.
But like
Okay.
the big like
And
Mando
cannibals.
squad versus the Stormtrooper squad, that was really cool to see. We had some cool
Yeah.
space battles. The showdown with Moff Gideon was pretty rad. The Praetorian guards like got to do like they got to flex their muscles a little bit, and that was pretty cool to see. So yeah, this episode had a lot going for it. It was a pretty rad finale.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Oh, and they even did a pretty solid job setting up the next season where we just kind of get back to Din and Grogu having wacky adventures across the galaxy some more.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they can. The cool thing about that is they can do that and still like, all right, now we gotta go home. Something's up, and mix all kinds of fun into it. His ship ain't really big enough to do bounty hunter stuff anymore, so I hope they figure that out.
We'll get a Razor Crest too.
Well, he's gonna have to bring them all in cold, I guess, because
Yeah.
he doesn't have a storage container for bounties coming in
Oh,
alive anymore.
In the chat, Melissa talking about
That's
the helmet. Yeah,
the helmet
That is a good helmet.
That
Rad.
helmet's pretty rad, but that also is like a throwback to like Clone War animation, like almost like one of the final
Exactly.
seasons.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, good
that's
shout
exactly
out
what
there.
it was.
I
It was a nice
didn't
callback
know, and
to
call me.
Rebels.
Yeah, I didn't know, and call me an idiot, that I didn't know that the Mandalorians, like, their surname is the first name. Or am I saying that right? Kind of like the Bajorans.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Huh?
Oh, he
What?
is Din Grogu. Yeah,
Yeah, he's Din
I did
Grogu.
not know that before. Yeah, so
Yeah, their
that's
last names
news
are
to
their
me.
first names, like Ro Laren. That's her last name is Ro, but it comes first. I think there's actually a country on Earth that does that. I know it's weird to say it like that. There's a country on Earth. But yeah, that's really rad. That's really cool. All right, something else. Eli, that whole ending battle was just cute. Oh, coochie. Man, whatever. Man, I loved it, Eli. It's okay. Oh,
He
Japan.
died in a fucking inferno. Go to hell. Either way.
At least
We
he
got the
didn't.
smartest
He
listeners ever. Except
at least
Eli.
he didn't
He's
fall.
wrong.
I mean, he would have just used his jetpack, so I mean, he didn't fall down some chasm. He didn't
He
do
was
the
blowed
Dick Jones
up.
thing.
But I mean, they did murder all the clones. That doesn't mean he doesn't have like another clone thing. But I agree
mean, they
with
have an
Eli.
out, but just
Moff Gideon
it's
should
enough.
just go away. He's cool. He's great.
He's a cool character.
but it's over.
Giancarlo is an amazing actor. I love to see him on screen, but just you don't need to just keep whipping out the same guy. It's like fucking He-Man at this point.
Right.
Like, let him fight. It doesn't have to just be like, let's fight Skeletor again. Fuck it.
Yeah.
He-Man had a pretty diverse.
Oh,
villain.
here we go,
David.
David.
I don't
Look what
care.
you've
Do
done,
not
Taylor.
start on a whole He-Man thing.
Look what
I
you've done,
don't
Taylor.
care.
But they
Oh
did
my gosh,
they
Eli.
did do a good
so
job
mean.
establishing like the Shadow Council of the Empire. So now
They did,
we have
yeah.
I like
bad
that.
guys to
Well,
go
that was a
after.
good way to hype Grand Admiral Thrawn for
Yeah.
the Ahsoka show.
For the
So,
Ahsoka
yeah.
show, where there's going to be
Exactly.
cameos
We got-
again, both ways. Din and Grogu going to show up. You know they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've already told us that all this stuff is like going to converge into like a movie that they're doing a few years from now. So
Yeah.
they'll definitely be like,
Yeah.
getting all into each other's
Yeah.
business in the meantime.
The
Yeah.
movie's like 2 years down the road, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a Mandalorian.
And that's a long time. Ahsoka's like months away, right? Not to
Yeah.
the end of this-
Ahsoka is, I want to say August or September.
Yeah, but that'll
Yeah.
most likely push into next year.
Probably.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you
I don't
didn't
know.
watch Book of Boba Fett, you missed like season 2.5 of The Mandalorian. So you need to make sure that you're watching all this shit if you want
Eli just
to
like
make
stuff,
sure you're not
dude.
missing anything.
Just like stuff.
Well,
Baby
yeah, you
Sean.
still have a Casca, you still have Skeleton Crew, you still have all the other stuff that they're going to be pushing out. You still got everything else that's going to be ramping up to this new undisclosed like jump off movie that's going to lead into the new trilogy. So,
yeah.
That's
awesome, man. Yeah, it's really a good time to be a Star Wars fan and a Star Trek fan, for that matter. I mean, we were talking about Picard. We got Strange New Worlds coming out. We got this new Starfleet Academy show they've announced. Who knows what's going to spin off of this season of Picard? They're just going full throttle. And with that, let's do this. And that might be our best segue ever. It's all small press news this week, because Marvel and DC are just saving all the big guns for the big shows, and there was not really a big show this week, a big convention. But yeah, it's all about the Klingons. The deadliest stardate in Star Trek history arrives in July with IDW's Epic Day of Blood storyline. So yeah, this is the best.
I am looking forward to this.
Dude, Star Trek comics have not been this good in maybe forever. It's all going to start on Free Comic Book Day, which is right around the corner with the Star Trek, it's a little prelude. So yeah, this is basically the rundown. In July, we get the first issue. Lansing and Kelly with Christopher Cantwell and Ramon Rosanos, doing the Day of Blood. That's everybody who's involved in all of these books. Kelly and Lansing are on the main Trek book, and Cantwell's writing a Defiant book where Worf's just pimp as hell, kicking it with Spock. And then it's just your normal crossover. Then Defiant, and then Trek. Defiant number 6, Trek number 11 in August, and then on, just like an event goes. And I mean, this is comics. This is modern day comics. The big two live and die by their events. They do. They just do. They bank their whole year of profits on events. Sure, we get Hickman in every once in a while to do something major. We get a Spider-Man deal that really isn't paying off like they thought. We get a new Avengers run, that's coming up that's going to sell copies. But when there's an event at Marvel or DC, it's always in the top, and it always pulls the tie-in books in with it. And this is just a really great idea, because again, the franchise has never been more popular. And
I mean, when could they have possibly done a crossover event before? When were they sustaining this many Star Trek books at the same time before?
Well,
so that's just interesting to see,
It's almost like necessity is the mother of invention here. IDW has had a rocky road. We were talking about it in the pre-show. They lost 2 of the biggest franchises in comics. They lost G.I. Joe and Transformers. They lost a lot with that. They were doing a lot of stuff. They were doing crossovers with those books, dude.
They had a whole universe.
Yeah. But then the synergy of the screen, the small screen coming alive and making Trek, so much, not just opening it up. Picard proves that nostalgia, especially in these big franchises, sells. Right? Mando, to an extent, really proves that, So that's how you live in a shared universe, and I'm really happy they're doing it. But you're right, Taylor. It's never been like this. Star Trek has never been this popular before in comics. You're right. All right, let's move on. More IDW, but this is IDW and Dark Horse. The crossover. Yeah, the crossover.
Man, who cares? There's just they find a fucking portal or something. Whatever.
They just go.
I'm saying who cares to the how. Oh no, I think this is cool. I was saying who cares to David's how question. It just fucking happens somehow, and this is cool. Confirmed. Just let it be cool.
No, it's confirmed. The Stranger Things universe and the TMNT universe are in the same universe. It's confirmed.
Okay, that's stupid, but I do think that this sounds like a really fun comic book.
Speaking of IDW and crossovers, we know they do them all the time, but once upon a time, they had the X-Files franchise, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and what was the other one? I don't remember the other one. Oh, Ghostbusters. So they had a whole crossover where Mulder and Scully go and investigate these alien robots who transform into cars, these mutant turtles living in the sewers of New York, and ghost hunting, scientists in New York. It was a dope crossover.
X-Files in its heyday, I mean, that it's it's baked into their premise where it's just like, hey, let's go investigate some weird thing. So, the turtles count, the Transformers count, it's whatever, Yeah. Speaking of the turtles, I kind of like the going back to the red masks here down on the bottom, it looks like.
Yeah. It's going to be that kind of crossover, I think. Mask. Oh, dude. Eli talking about Mask when they did the big crossover at IDW. Yeah, sorry I missed you in the chat. But yeah, this looks pretty cool. A lot of fun variants. It's written by Cameron Chittock. who did a book called Map Makers, which I remember liking, but I don't remember its like details. Anyway, Pharaoh Pay is doing the art. It's Nickelodeon and Netflix, doing their thing.
So when is the time when is Stranger Things set in?
It's been the 80s.
Yeah,
It's
the
in the
80s.
So that makes sense that they're using like the early turtle designs.
Yeah,
for that.
Exactly, dude. 11, Max, Dustin, Mike, and Will, and Lucas are looking forward to a non-threatening, fun-filled trip to New York City with the gang hundreds of miles from their otherworldly weirdness. They're sure to catch a break this time, or at least that's what they think, until they encounter a threat both bizarre and familiar.
Krang opens the portal to the Upside Down.
Exactly what's in my fucking notes. Krang is going to open.
That's what it seems like it's going to be, because the latest Stranger Things is could be set at right now is like at least like 2 to 3 weeks after Master of Puppets drops. So.
Oh, dude, that's right.
I saw somebody point out that like Eddie Munson would have had to have learned how to play Master of Puppets within like a day of hearing it or whatever. But
so Eli,
thanks, Eli.
In the chat. Turtles came out in '84. What year did Master of Puppets come out? When was that released? And then we have our time frame, and we can nerd this shit out. Here's my 2 favorite colors. Covers.
Although I will say that, like, ultimately the answer to questions like that is don't worry about it. It's just
I want to worry.
They have some flimsy pretext for the cast of Stranger Things hanging out with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who cares? Just let it be fun.
The album came out in '86.
Yeah, and Eli confirms that Stranger Things is in '86. Yeah.
But
I don't like the way Taylor was talking about Eddie Munson and saying that he wouldn't have been able to learn Master.
Oh, he would have been able to learn it.
Don't know.
Well, he would have. I'm just saying,
he would have been able to learn that.
He learned it really fucking fast. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's impossible that he learned that. I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying, like, I'm impressed. He managed to like sit down and like, man, I need to learn this. But that first image looked like the turtles were hanging out in the Upside Down, and the second image, though, like it looked like they were fighting. Like 11.
Well,
like,
I'm sure there's going to be something,
I'm sure, but okay, who in the Stranger Things cast besides 11 could fight at all with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
None of them.
They just instantly get killed.
Maybe Steve. He's sort of like who's the guy I'm thinking of from the damn Casey Jones?
Okay, Steve versus. Okay, actually, if they don't have a scene where Steve goes after Casey Jones with the spike bat, what are they even doing?
Yeah, and Eli, he confirms Masters was 86. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Steve versus Casey Jones, and April in here. There's a lot of different angles they can go with, dude. With
they could have April hang out with the conspiracy theorist dude whose name I forget at the moment.
Yeah, dude, the Russian dude. Or he likes, the Russian conspiracy theory. Well, he's not Russian. He speaks Russian.
He's not Russian. He was the guy in season 2 where they like went and sought him out and they like told him all the information or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
we're not
Eli confirms
that Eddie could learn it. Eddie could learn that.
Yeah,
Eddie could learn that.
He could do it.
He definitely
Eli
could.
You know why he could confirm, or he could be able to do that? Because there's no internet in 1986. Okay, exactly. He's got a lot of spare time. All he's doing is playing Dungeons and Dragons and smoking weed. Okay.
That also means that he's having to do it. Whatever.
All you have to do is have you have to have the tape recorder, and you have to have a guitar. You could do this. You totally could do this back in the 80s.
He's got a good ear for music then, because he couldn't download the sheet music.
Back in the 80s, they had magazines that would give you like the lyrics and the music sheet.
Within a few weeks of it coming out.
Oh yeah, you totally could.
I don't say they could have learned it. I don't think a magazine would print this stuff that
I think
fast.
Eddie could have learned it by ear, but yeah, there's no magazine.
Okay, he had to have learned it by ear, and he absolutely could. I mean, it's established that he's like a huge metalhead. I wasn't trying to dispute that. I was just saying, man, how impressive that he just learned it by ear in such a quick amount of time.
All right, moving on. That'll be fun. That's out in, when the hell is that out? In July.
Soon.
Very, very soon. Summer. He learned the solo too. That's even harder.
Oh, that's the hardest part.
Yeah. Moving on to the Disney books over at Dynamite. Man, Dynamite really making a killing off of having not only Darkwing Duck but also Gargoyles.
Yeah, the Disney properties at Dynamite have been pretty awesome.
They have been good, but now they're doing a new book, an event spin-off, so to speak. That is like a prelude, it's going back to an origin story.
Ah, so it's going
like
back
a prequel, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Turtles were metalheads too, for sure. That's a good
Yeah,
tie-in.
it occurs to me that with Gargoyles coming back too, the cast from TNG is really having a comeback in their career right now because like half of them are voice casts on this.
Oh yeah, I think the only actor that never make a Gargoyles crossover was actually John Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, why would he?
He did voices in animation during that time.
Like what?
He was
What
the
was
voice
he
in
he was in that
the Page Master.
Yeah, the Macaulay Culkin movie.
Yeah, I remember
he was
that.
he was the adventure book in that.
I remember that. Man, that's a deep cut too. But anyway, they're doing a crossover. It's like a prequel where we see their origins back in like 971. I don't even know how to say it.
So it's going back to the Scottish castle.
Yeah,
where the humans and the Gargoyles had an alliance.
Yeah, it goes back to when they actually, got the curse put on them to stay there until they rose above the clouds.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I don't think they've ever really explored any of that prologue stuff, so this could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
In the television show,
later seasons of the show did explore it as they were kind of doing like their little journey across the world where they found out they had the eggs that hatched and everything, and they had it's some deep shit. It's going deep into the lore.
Deep shit.
Yeah, but it's like 2 or 3 episodes out of like 4 or 5 seasons of Gargoyles, where it's just like, by the way, this is what happened when we decided that we're going to curse ourselves to be stone until we rise above the clouds, and then like, oh, okay,
we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out later. Yeah, but great art here, man. I love this shot of Goliath, right? That's Goliath.
That's not Goliath. That's
Hudson.
Oh, my bad.
It looks younger too.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, they're really leaning into that whole thing there. All right, finally, 2 great tastes that have tasted great together forever. Steve Scroce joins Keanu Reeves' Berserkerverse and takes on an eldritch horror this summer. So they're doing a spin-off of the Berserker book that was created by, in part by Keanu Reeves. He's going to be playing the character in a movie. And also doing the voice on a thing.
Berserker.
This book is really, dude, this is the biggest, how do they put it? Yeah, the Kickstarter of all right, here it is. It's the highest funded comic book Kickstarter of all time and the highest selling original comic book series in over 25 years. So yeah, it's a huge deal. My favorite part about this is David might be the only one here who knows it. I love that cover though. By I think that's a Matt cover. Yeah, David Mack.
Yeah, that looks like a David Mack cover.
Steve Scroce and Keanu Reeves' history together.
Oh yeah, Scroce was responsible for a lot of the concept art for The Matrix.
Yeah, he did all of the storyboards for The Matrix. So they were so fucking great that's what sold the movie to the studio, and then they published them all in a tabletop, like a coffee table book. All of that art in a nice art book. So yeah, this looks interesting, dude. I like the Berserker series. It was fun. It was kind of your typical, Immortal Man tale. Oh, Melissa, yeah, David Mack's untouchable.
Oh yeah, he's a really great artist.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, I've actually got a poster of his work on my office wall.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, this looks like a really fun book. Yeah. So that's our news for the week. Let's do it. I kind of threw that in there at the end because Keanu Reeves is hot, and so is Steve Scroce. Yeah, Norse mythology. Yeah, that's a great book. Great book. All right, here we go. Makita has released a battery-powered microwave oven.
Hey, that's pretty good if you're on the job site and want something quick to snack on.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. It's for the job site, so you can,
force you could conceivably take it camping or something. Yeah.
Oh my God, camping! That's in my notes as a joke. Like when I'm roughing it, I've got to take the battery powered.
Yeah.
I work with those batteries. Man.
If you can take it with you, why not?
Oh, you're supposed to be roughing it. It's supposed
Man.
to be hot dogs on a stick.
If you want to, go ahead. But there's plenty of people. There are plenty of people who go like air quotes camping who are like, and they have like Sherpas like setting everything up for them, and they have like feather beds and all this shit. So that ship has sailed. There are plenty of people who want to do the half-ass version of camping, and this is perfect for them.
I mean, if you're going camping in like a national park or something, if you're going to like the campgrounds, you're going to have access to electricity.
Yeah, they're not wrong. So
You're not going to carry this thing. You're not going to carry this thing on the Appalachian Trail with you.
No, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry it.
How much does it weigh? Could you carry it in a backpack? If you can, why not? Okay, that's not pounds. Okay. That's probably a bit much.
That gives you 30 extra pounds of gear to take with you when you go hiking.
Right.
How are we getting from 19 to 30?
When I went on the Appalachian Trail, I had a 50-pound backpack.
Okay, but how are we getting from 19 to 30?
The math would be...
Oh, you're saying you have 30 other pounds. Okay, I thought you were saying somehow you needed to take an extra... Okay.
But Eli mentions van life. I could see that. If you don't have a charger in your van, go and get a charge. And then hunting cabins, sure.
Hey, you could take this on hunting cabin. This on tailgates.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea, too, for tailgating.
Yeah, you can take this anywhere. It's waterproof. You can take it anywhere.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, anywhere where you want to have a microwave, sure, you can do that now.
Yeah.
Although, don't let Dave catch you trying to take it in your backpack, because apparently he's a real fucking stickler about that.
I'm not.
It's extra weight, dude.
It's not
extra weight. Finally, Arby's has re-released.
They're already sold out.
They're already sold out. Thanks for the spoiler.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, they are of course sold out. But yeah, Arby's has their own D&D dice.
Arby's has a whole lot of crazy things. They have like
they do. They have a lot of weird shit.
Man, I just earlier this weekend I was using these we had some family in town, and so we were getting out like the nice glasses. Those things are from fucking Arby's. They have like this gold rimmed glass with like the winter trees stenciled onto the sides. They're like some of the nicest glasses we have, and yeah, they're from fucking Arby's.
Arby's is the best, dude.
Well, they're a good set of dice if you can get them.
No, you can't now. They are sold out.
I'm pretty sure they'll restock.
I mean, sure, these look like pretty solid dice. They have like the insets and everything.
I think they're only like $12 because I actually looked at them the other day.
I mean, it's sort of like, Arby's is chaotic good. I don't know about that. Neutral evil.
Yeah, it's neutral evil.
I would say neutral evil for Arby's.
Neutral
evil. I hate alignments in D&D, but yes, neutral evil.
I mean, they're owned by Buffalo Wild Wings. What do you expect?
Yeah. Immediately evil.
Yeah, that would explain why they're trying to do that hot sweet stuff this month.
Yeah.
I am curious what the insets are in here. I can't quite tell.
It's a hat.
It's a beef and cheddar, obviously.
One of them on the 6-sided die definitely is the hat. Because I've got it pulled up on my phone right now.
It's a beef and cheddar.
I'm gonna have to agree with this upcoming comment, but yeah,
Arby's got rid of potato cakes. Yeah, those are delicious.
Those potato cakes were fucking awesome, and they got rid of them.
Dude.
We should start a campaign to bring them back.
No,
we should. Yes, we should. Those potato cakes were fucking awesome, man.
We would need like Doja Cat or somebody. We need to find somebody famous who really liked Arby's potato cakes.
MC Chris, he wrote a whole freaking song about it.
Let's do it. We need
MC Chris. Who the fuck cares about MC Chris in the year 2023?
I care about potato cakes. I'll care about them.
David, you care about all sorts of random shit that no one else cares about. So you liking MC Chris is not a good study.
I want my potato cakes back. I don't care who gets them. I want them back.
It's true.
I'm just saying, you need a bigger gun than MC Chris if you're gonna try to start this campaign.
MC Chris will bring the bigger guns.
Oh, MC Chris gonna bring friends.
Yes.
To bring back
MC Lars, MC Front a lot.
So you get these 8 dice. You get 2 10s, of course, because no one sells a 100-sider anymore. It's too expensive.
Man, 100-side dice are basically just balls, man. They just
like a golf ball.
They're very round.
It's like a fucking golf ball.
You got the percentile die. They just work better. They just do.
Yeah, it's quicker.
Describe your percentile. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, let's do top 3. What a fun week for comics. think I got just one honorable mention. I was gonna mention Hunt, Kill, Repeat, but I won't. It was solid, but not as good as the first issue. But yeah, what happened to my pictures? Oh, there they go. My honorable mention is Dr. Atomic and the Pipe and Dope book. Yeah, written and drawn by Larry Todd. It would celebrate 420.
This is like the Anarchist Cookbook.
It's not even that
it-
bad.
it
You know, like
is
the
the
Anarchist
Anarchist
Cookbook
Cookbook.
has some shit in it that is like, wow, that's really terrible. This is more of like a
instruction manual.
yeah, an instruction manual. It tells you know how to
how to
use
build
your
that,
rope
how to build
clips.
greenhouses.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I mean, look, just that classic, pipe here, and it's all like that. And yes, there's actually instructions to here for a greenhouse. And I'm sorry, you can use a greenhouse for anything, not just weed. It was a really fun book. It was all recollected material, from other stuff that Todd had done way back in the day. But my number 3 this week is Terror War #1, Salah Ahmed and David Acosta.
That is my number 1 of this week.
Nice. Yeah, it was really, really solid. Oh yeah, it's a really good book, Melissa. You should definitely check it out from the chat. Loving that book. But yeah, well, let's talk about it, Dave. Salah Ahmed, David Acosta. Blue City was the last livable place on Earth. Now it's crawling with terrors.
And terrors are manifestations of things that people are afraid of.
Yes, it's almost like tulpas
cracking that
and
code
things like
for
that.
me.
Tulpas.
It's almost like tulpas. Yeah, like your worst fears come true.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about it? What's that shit in Harry Potter that they were joking about?
The
where you
Dementors?
No, it wasn't
The
Dementor.
Bogard.
Bogard.
sorry.
It became your worst fear, right? It was very, very cool. But I love the art. Acosta's art just fills up the pages. No space wasted. Big, fun panels.
Yeah.
And
it's got this
at the end, it has like a great sort of thing to it.
It has like this very Ghostbuster-esque vibe to it.
Yes, it does. That's a very, very good way to put it. But by the end, there's like another Ghostbuster scene, like a rival team. Not really sure where it's going. A what?
They're there for the bounty on the big one.
Yeah, but they didn't take it out.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, like, damn, what the hell's going on here?
They're assholes.
They're assholes.
They're assholes.
There's very good artwork in this one.
Yeah, I love Acosta's work, and I mean, Salah Ahmed, he won an Eisner Award. He knows how to write a damn book. This is a really fun series, and yeah, I'm glad it moved over to Image so everybody could get their hands on the paper. All right, man, that's 2 out. That's 2 of the 12 out. Let's go, T. You're up, bro.
Okay, a couple of quick honorable mentions. The Flash number 797 actually did not feature the Flash. It was a kid team coming together, which so yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was cool having the Super Sons back.
It was so dope, dude. It was so dope.
Really good. Yeah,
that was a good pull, and I like them teaming up with the kids who were already in this book, like Maxine. I hated the villain in this book just because he had such a punchable face. Yeah. But other than that, it was
most definitely.
Yeah.
Punchable face. Yeah.
Which I guess that's what they were going for. But also, what his power is? What he has knives? Who gives a fuck about that? That's not a very
knives.
Thing.
I'm knives.
I'm gonna stab you.
Sharp
object. The person on the face of the planet.
Do you need some onions minced?
He's like the least threatening person there, but he's doing all the talking.
He's very well dressed.
He's the
very
front man.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a cute story.
It's always fun. Always a fun book.
Superboy, Man of Tomorrow gets an honorable mention. This was
all right.
It was all right. We will always be embittered towards this book for not being the Alan Scott book that we wanted to win that contest.
Yeah. That's my top 3, man.
Is it Superboy?
I did enjoy it. Okay, there's a lot I liked about it. I will say, I like them acknowledging like.
When we get to me, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it more. Okay.
Yeah.
Leave it for now. Nightwing 103 is a rare drop to honorable mention for me this week, just because this is kind of like a transition issue. Going to Hell was not quite as cool as I wanted it to be. I'll say.
We did confirm though something we talked about last week. Beast Boy can turn into other shit.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. But this last panel blew my mind, dude. It's not in my top 3, but yeah, it blew my mind.
That's a cool development. And I did still like it. I still like
Yeah.
the Titans working together. They got a good chemistry. I just wish that they had actually shown some of Hell. I felt like a little bit of a cop out where it's like Raven was like, "Hey, I'm going to shield your eyes from the horrors," and I'm like, I as the reader want to see the horrors. You know,
Yeah.
I can't help but feel like this was. I kind of miss Bruno Redondo and like something like this,
that's the reason I didn't call this book out this week, because I miss Bruno Redondo. The art was fine, but I'm sorry.
It was still a lot of fun. I mean,
he's incomparable. Yeah.
Tom Taylor writing Nightwing is always going to be pretty good. It's got a very high floor, but anyway. My number 3 this week is Superman number 3.
Oh, I almost picked the wrong book. I wouldn't have called you for Superman this week. It was solid, I thought.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot. They conclude this first little story arc where they take care of the parasite. I guess the thing that really made this for me was the artwork. I really liked kind of the body horror of the parasite stitching himself back together at the end. The whole team up with Superman and Luthor was well handled, I thought, because Superman and Lois are kind of having like the post game talk where like we know he's full of shit, we know it, but we still got to kind of work with it and figure out what his play is here. I like how they're not making it where Superman's an idiot, you know?
Yeah, he's not naive.
Yeah,
you know, even though he's dealing with Lex Luthor, so of course he's naive. He's ignorant to the overall.
And so, they got to team up to take down like Dr. Frankenfurter and his like collage of bad guys, whoever they are. But
Frankenfurter.
He looks a lot like Dr. Frankenfurter.
He does.
I don't know if you read this or not.
I wish I had that.
But so this was just a fun book, and it's a good kind of back to form for Superman, and so I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying Superman again. You know,
dude, that's probably the best way to put it. The way I feel about the all the Superman books, all the Superman family books they're calling them now.
Yeah.
It's
DC
really cool
is way better when Superman is fun to read, and I'm glad to have that back again.
Yeah, for sure. Andy, honorable mentions.
So, if it wasn't like getting towards the end of the, honorable mentions this week is definitely going to be Dead Seas number 5. It's penultimate issue. It's really good. Nice. Silent Tales is also an honorable mention.
It was good. It was
really good, but it could have used a little bit more. And David already talked about the Flash.
It was basically the Silent Tales was basically a gag book. They're all kind of like little funny stories, and but there's nothing wrong with that.
Also, another honorable mention for me is Warlock Rebirth.
I didn't even get to that. No, I skipped that shit.
It's a nice, soft reintroduction, but it's more for the people who are going to be like, oh, Adam's coming back in the movies.
Right.
It's kind of more like that.
Yeah, this exists to give somebody who goes to see the movie in a few weeks something that they can just go read right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of that, like whole entire like, oh, you don't know this character. We're going to shove everything you need to know about this character in one comic book.
Did they bring out Magus for this
issue problems? But it's going to be a 3-issue thing.
Did they bring in Magus?
Huh?
Did they bring in Magus?
Oh no,
not yet. Anyway,
no. Yeah. Magnus is a whole entire, probably later.
Yeah.
But my number 3 actually is Superboy this week. For the exact opposite reasons of this, because it's a better soft reintroduction to this character.
Sure.
It had a better storytelling arc than Warlock did, because Warlock was more like, we're going to jam everything we can into one comic book, where this is more of a, by the way, do you remember Connor Kent?
Yeah.
More of Connor Kent.
Slow boil.
Yeah, it doesn't set up a major supervillain right now, which is fine. You can't get to the major supervillain in your first issue. And yes, it does have some first issue problems with it. But the fact of the matter is it goes out of its way to make sure that people who've read Superboy are not feeling so out of place with this comic book.
Right.
That's a good way to phrase it, because that's kind of Connor's whole problem he has in this issue is he has kind of been pulled in from like the old continuity, and he's one of the few people who's aware of the old continuity. And so he does feel very out of place. And that's very meta of them, because Connor has kind of been benched ever since John Kent has been on the scene. And so it is kind of hard to find a place for him to fit in. And that the book is about his struggle, trying to find a place to fit in. And I think that's a really good way to do it.
I thought this was go ahead, Andy.
What exactly? And when they do it in this comic book is the fact that now that Jonathan is the main primary point of
Yeah.
Clark and everything in the Superman family is that now that Connor is just kind of like trying to catch up with everybody. And that I really like that storytelling arc where it's going to be very meta to the fact that Connor's been set aside for the better part of almost 15 to 20 years.
Wow. It's almost hard to imagine it's been that long, but you're right.
The last major thing with Connor in it was that tie-in with Final Crisis, or at least that's the last one that I can remember.
Yeah.
Which, that was a while ago at this point.
Yeah. Andrew in the chat, sorry for tuning in late. Hey, man.
No worries, man.
Thanks.
It happens.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
But for me as a Superboy fan, when he came out in the 90s and late early 80s, late 90s, is that when he's coming back now and having this meta talk about what happened and exactly how to catch up to everything that's happened without him, because he's been pushed aside due to this whole entire like Superman saga. And when you have good writers behind this and you have people who understand what has happened before, you're going to get good writing like this. And I really like that.
I went through this a bit myself when they benched Wally West for so long. He was my Flash, and he got sidelined hard. He was written out of continuity entirely. And so I have some empathy for fans of Connor Kent who went through the exact same thing, and I am so glad for them that this is a pretty cool way to bring back the character.
They've done that with the Green Lanterns, too.
Yeah.
One
thing I will say that kept this out of my top 3, the bad guy who was controlling all the clones, he was right freaking there for the whole issue, and no one even tried just to go and punch him, which always struck me as really weird. Even spoiler alert, even like the bad guy, or not the bad guys, but even like the loose cannons who show up at the end and they're just killing everyone left and right, even they don't just kill the bad guy. Why not? Show me there's like a force field protecting him or something, It just seems like everyone's ignoring the real threat here.
Yeah.
They're just
This is
letting
the
him
only
monologue.
panel I grabbed from the book because it's kind of sets the whole tone for the book where his coffee fell and mom and dad's is okay. But the super books have not been this good in a long time, and there are so many of them and more on the way. So
it hasn't been this good in a long time. It hasn't been this time. It's part of the Superman family. It's going to be really great. And I think later down the line, we're going to appreciate this first issue a lot better than we do right now.
Nice. Cool. Good call out. All right, D, it's you, man.
All right. First honorable mentions is Silent Tales from DC.
Okay, yeah.
DC
Silent Tales.
The basically storytelling without any writing.
No words.
Great.
Great
really sequential art. Great sequential art. Had 6 different stories you could get into. Just a fun like flip through, look at the pictures, and enjoy the story being told to you. My other honorable mention this week is No One number 2.
Nice. Still continuing this massive verse, which just taking the world by storm.
This is basically the massive version of Batman. They still don't know who this new No One is. There is a bit of a plot twist there at the end. A good story. Just not, some of the best stuff I read this week.
Nice.
All right. And my number 3 book this week is Harrower number 3.
Yeah, I didn't grab an image for that. I'm off of that book. Maybe I should get back on since
if you like so much. If you like Scream and other slasher
classic bit where Gomer just shits all over something David
I'm
likes.
not shitting on it. I just haven't. I just didn't like the.
I'm off the book. I think it sucks.
I liked it.
What I give from it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
If you like Scream and other movies like that, this is a comic book you should be picking up.
Nice.
The Harrower gets his ass beat by a cop, and still he's got like this Jason energy about him that he just keeps getting back up.
Cool.
And then there's a whole other like the kids are taking refuge in a burning house, and they are told there's a secret passageway under the house. It's like, how do you think the Harrower is getting around? And it turns out that there's this massive conspiracy that all the like upper society people in town are in on it. It's just like,
wow. That's the best part about that book.
Oh, wild. Yeah, I want to check that out. That sounds awesome.
that was not I kind of like when the passageway under the house, okay, and then it turns out like it's just like she ends up in a ballroom with like high society, and I'm just like,
Oh, wild.
Shit.
That's cool. Yeah,
And
I'm
the
gonna have to go
heroine's
back and
on
check
her
that out.
ass. That's my number three. That's my number 3 book of the week.
Oh, Harrower was your number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was your third honorable mention.
No.
Nice. Very 80s slasher flicky.
Yeah,
is what
he's
Eli's
absolutely
saying.
right about that. It's
Nice.
very schlocky 80s horror slasher.
Yeah, a lot of 80s horror tropes, maybe a little bit of like Scream thrown in.
Okay.
Final girl kind of element to it.
Right,
Just
right.
A lot of things going on in this book that just really work.
Nice.
Yeah, it definitely has that very nice, pre-90s before Scream, but it has a little bit of Scream-esque to it, meta commentary to the horror book.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to go check that. Like, I ain't reading enough. All right, my number 2, All 8 Eyes. Steve Fox.
Hey,
my number 2 also.
Nice.
Wow, we got a 3-fer.
Oh, man, this is so efficient.
It is. Steve Fox, Peter Kowalski, exactly what was promised. This loser, just by chance, meets this guy in New York who is a spider hunter named Reynolds. And he's pulled into this life where
he does it on the weekends.
Yeah, he's like hunting spiders on the weekends. It's very wild, man. Like Reynolds is like he's almost not to be trusted in a way where I'm like, no, I don't. What do you mean? You tell the cops that there's 100 spiders and they're just like, fuck it. But that one little critique aside, where man, I'm almost not believing it.
This panel was a great misdirection, or the panel.
Oh yeah, it was.
This
was a great misdirection of this comic book.
Yeah, because it looks like Reynolds is just murdering a dude, but then dude walks up to him. I think his name's Vin, and is like, "What the hell are you doing?" But he's murdering a damn spider, a monster killer, large spider.
Very big, like a dog-sized spider.
Yeah.
This was a really great book. I really loved it.
It has this like conspiracy theory thing going on to it. Like it's like these spiders have been seen throughout the
history
over the decades.
The first time I saw a spider.
That was the best part about this book. Was all of a sudden it's like they're like, oh, by the way, this has been going on for years and years, and they're like, wait, what? Like, how did I not know about this? Because you're not part of the the conspiracy.
Andrew Barnes in the chat, thanks for hanging out, dude. His son is obsessed with spiders. He's gonna have to check this out. Man, this is a very scary book. But yeah, definitely show it off. Eight-Legged Freaks, yeah, it did have some of that feel to it, but it wasn't zany. Eight-Legged Freaks is kind of zany.
Yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks is more of a comedy instead of a horror. This is more horror.
Yeah, they're taking it seriously. But I still think there's another shoe to drop with this book. I think there's going to be another angle to all this shit. How the hell you just hunt spiders for 5 issues? There's no way. There's got to be something else going on.
The spiders have been pulling the strings all along.
There's definitely going to be more. They had little notes of what's going to be happening next, but it's not very like overt. Like they're going to go that direction. It's more like maybe.
It's very subtle.
Yeah,
because it's like subtle. Almost there's like a zombie horde of spiders, but still, it's just weird to me. Like the city, county, and state of New York aren't, more involved in this problem. But yeah, that was Now Taylor, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Punisher, number 11.
Oh my goodness, this book was nuts.
It was. So the thing in the previews and on the cover here, they're hyping up the Punisher fighting the Avengers. And that was pretty cool. It was cool seeing like Doctor Strange like pull out his magic, and I like Moon Knight's angle where it's like, I of all people know what it's like to have to be working for like an evil god. So take it from me, you need to stop. Wolverine doesn't do much.
Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Frank's says go fuck yourself.
Essentially. Because he's an asshole, but Wolverine is basically here for Frank to be able to like mutilate someone and it not count.
Yeah, he's a jobber. He's a jobber. Yeah. He's a jobber.
Man, that's been Wolverine's job.
It's like that scene from the Three Stooges where one of them pokes the other one's eyes.
Yeah.
They got you. Yeah.
That's been Wolverine's like main role in the X-Men since like the Claremont era. So like, okay, bad guy of the week, just beat the shit out of Wolverine and he'll be fine. You know, but
it's fine. It's fine. Wolverine will be fine.
But yeah, and I also like,
Just
Captain
don't kick him
America
in the
trying to
nuts,
like
he'll take it personally.
appeal. Yeah, Captain America tried to appeal to his like sense of honor and like, you know,
The thing
camaraderie and everything.
that is, I liked it because Jason Aaron put a twist on it because they've done that trope over and over and over again. Probably the most famous one is Mark Millar in Civil War, where he's like, I'm not going to punch you, Cap. No, I'm not going to fight back against you. But in this one, no, fuck you, Cap. Jason Aaron spins that trope.
But
even here, like
he's
Cap's the only one he says I'm sorry to, so he still has like this fanboy worship of Captain America going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But
the whole entire interaction between Frank and Captain America is the crux of this comic book.
Yeah, it is. But honestly, the thing that really makes this book for me is all the flashback stuff, because I love getting Maria's angle on everything. I love her like. Okay, so he's pulling the same thing he did in Punisher Max years and years ago, where like the big reveal is that like, yeah, I want to get a divorce because like you can never get away from this need of yours to like, you know, lash out, to be violent, to be the Punisher even before you're the Punisher.
I still think this was better than Max. All right, what has been my biggest beef?
I agree. Max is most. You always bitch about the flashbacks.
The flashbacks were fucking amazing in this. They were great in this.
I was worried that, you know, Gomer's gonna be stupid about it again, but even you are just like acknowledging how good these flashbacks
Aaron
are.
turned me
so that's
around
good.
because that last page reveal.
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
this is such a tragedy, and I love it.
It is. It's fucking Shakespearean level shit, dude.
Like
it's
she found
awesome.
out. She finally found out about the Punisher, not just Frank, and she is horrified. Like that's such a gut punch that Frank has been doing this, not just in this comic, but for years and years. His whole character is like lashing out against the world because of what happened to his family. And here's his family, and she's like, "This is disgusting. How dare you do this in our name?"
Exactly, dude.
I think Frank. I think Jason Aaron gets the Punisher on an intrinsic level, and I think the most important understanding he has is that the Punisher is a really sad character.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
He's sad. He's
He
not
kind
a
of says,
hero.
yeah,
he's
and he
not
says
a hero in any sense. He's not even
someone
a hero.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great character because he's not someone to be emulated. He's someone to be pitied, honestly.
Yes, exactly, dude. And I really think that's what's happening here, dude.
He says the quiet part out loud, where like you're simultaneously, she says, the most complicated man I've ever known, while also being so painfully simple at the same time. And I think that's brilliant writing. It's a brilliant character study of the Punisher. And this is just awesome.
Dagger to the heart.
Yeah. Just fine comic book. Really liked it. So all right, number ones. Andy opens up the number ones just because.
Well, that opens up my number one.
Week. Yeah,
because we already talked about my number two. So let's talk about my
number one. Number two.
Talk about Black Demon Tales.
I didn't get a copy of this.
Oh,
I tried so hard to find a copy of this. I couldn't freaking find one.
God,
Black
this is
Demon
so
Tales.
amazing.
Yeah, how does this lady survive?
She makes it. She makes it.
it
Jonah
somehow.
and the whale. It's
Twice.
Jonah and the whale.
Spoilers, she does make it. I mean,
Twice.
She does.
Yeah.
But this is such a great comic book. I love the whole entire zoological, like mythological creature horror story type stuff. These things that never existed, but what if they actually did exist and these things happen? And this is, there's some like true stories about like a whale that actually did some sort of things over in the Mediterranean Sea that this is kind of takes upon, but not actually a shark.
Well, the black devil or demon, as they call it, is a legend in the Sea of Cortez. It's it's kind of in, it's not cryptological, it's not a cryptid, but it's kind of like a phantom type shark. It's big. And you can see it from it appears to be this big black mass in the water in the Sea of Cortez, and it's shark-like. And this comic is kind of like, taking that element to the next level on it.
Nice.
I don't. I just love the artwork of this one. I love the story. Everything was just like really clicking with me. I like horror. This is very horror
So what's the book
eccentric.
about? What's going on? Is
Oh,
it
there's a
just a
lot going
monster
on.
hunting some
Well,
folk?
it starts off with like these scientists are getting away from this boat. And apparently they've got proof of something, so we don't exactly know what that is. Maybe it's genetic manipulation, or it's some kind of drug or something. We don't exactly know, but
Wild. What?
the people on the
Yeah.
boat are trying to stop them, and the boat gets attacked by the giant shark. The shark just
Oh,
spreads
wow.
the boat.
It's definitely a lot of. It's definitely a lot of. Call me Ishmael. A lot of
Yeah.
that
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because our Captain Ahab here is the woman, and she survives the first attack. And this is like set in like 1984. She survives the first attack. She 2 years later gets an opportunity to go after this thing again, and
Yeah.
apparently she's got like sarin gas or something with her to kill it this time, and it doesn't work on the shark.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's the best part because it's like she's so fixated on this shark and nothing. Yeah, nothing happens, and it's just like this
that
is
kind of
her
gives a
this is her white whale, and she can't do nothing against it, and this is the perfect story.
Oh,
it
that's
kind of
cool.
lends to
Insurmountable
that element
odds.
that this may not be a natural creature. It may be a supernatural creature.
Oh, it's definitely supernatural. They haven't said that yet, but it definitely will be.
Yeah. Eli in the chat, definitely go check him out. The Bullies. He said this is what the Meg should have been, and he said there's a new movie coming out about this story. He said it's Jaws meets Godzilla, and then reiterates, Moby Dick. Man, that sounds so dope. I've got to check this out.
Yeah,
Gotta check this out.
this is a really great issue. I mean, I love horror, and this there was you didn't show it, but there was this one panel where I was just like, oh, that fucking shark's gonna come out of nowhere and fucking eat the boat and it's dead. I'm like, yep, I'm good.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I gotta check that shit out. All right, that was Andy's number one. Dave, numero uno for today, huh?
It was Terror War.
Oh yeah, we already talked about Terror
we already
War.
talked about Terror War.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. I'm anxious to see the second issue. So that leads it to me. X-Force. What can you say? Ben Percy and Robert Gill. Beast basically gets a pass by the Quiet Council, but that makes so much sense knowing where the Quiet Council is right now. We'll see more of that outcome with Beast in the Wolverine series. Okay, we're going to see that there. And I'm happy that they're saving it for that. But this is a transitional issue. And it worked so fucking well. It just shows off how Ben Percy knows how to move one thing to another thing. This is the creme de la creme, top of the heap for X-Men comics right now. Ben Percy knows that this is going to move past Sins of Sinister. This is going to move past, the fall of X. And I had so much fucking fun with this. Every single character gets a moment. We add some new friends, our new Wolverine Laura and Colossus. Colossus is a weird addition to this team. It works because he's on the Quiet Council, and now he is sort of the liaison between this team and the Quiet Council. Sage is now in charge of the team. She's doing things in a whole new way. This was the way this issue played out was why I loved Hickman's era so much. Something happened every fucking issue that made a big deal. It was impactful. And this felt impactful for this book for the foreseeable future. And who the fuck saw this coming? Quentin coming back. Who the fuck even remembers where he went? Where the hell did he go? I don't remember, but he's back. And I missed him. I didn't even know that I missed him until Ben Percy put him in. There were a lot of good books this week, that I could have put in as my number one. But this is the one I had the most fun with. This is the one I smiled the most at. This is the one where I was like, oh, shit, the most. So, yeah, X-Force number 39. Ben Percy, I'm sorry, he's top 5 writers in the whole industry right now with all the shit he's got going on. He is fan-fucking-tastic. Wolverine, X-Force, Ghost Rider haven't been this good in years. So, yeah, X-Force number 39. And we wrap with Taylor. There can only be one book.
Avengers Assemble Omega, number 1.
Only be one.
I kind of thought this was going to be Taylor's number one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've probably been the biggest fan of Jason Aaron's Avengers run on the panel here, and this was a pretty good encapsulation of everything that I liked about it. It was just hype moment after hype moment. Like we started off with Captain America running into the fray. We got a pretty cool send-off for the new Star brand with the prehistoric Phoenix here. That was a cool way to wrap that up.
It was.
Old Man Logan being here was pretty cool. I liked all the epilogues that they showed. That was also kind of an epilogue for his Thor run with the Goddesses of Thunder and everything. Fantastic. Yeah, Robbie getting to have the big the victory moment.
Victory moment, but I liked his epilogue moment where he's in hell trying to fix his ride and trying not to forget who he is.
Yeah.
Man, give Ben Percy.
Ghost Riders are tragic fucking characters. And Jason Aaron and Ben Percy, you mentioned as well, they understand that intrinsically, you know? But his funeral was pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of great character work. I love the multiversal Avengers sticking around. There's all sorts of nice bows they're tying on things like Agamotto just sending Mephisto back to hell, where it's like, well, guess what? You're just going to end up back in hell where you belong. You know, you don't get to have this grandiose suicide that you're trying to commit.
Exactly. And I mean, Aaron does put all the toys back in the box very neatly.
Yeah. I also liked Doom Supreme gets taken down by a fucking Ant-Man of all people, you know?
Fucking weird. But I mean, it worked. Jason
Aaron made it work.
That's the best way to defeat Doom is, you know, someone who he underestimated so thoroughly that he would never even consider them, you know?
Yeah. Where the fuck Devil Dinosaur standing? Where's he standing? Just saying.
Go fuck yourself.
I know. It's just a nitpick.
He's sticking his head out of a portal. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. Fuck you.
Those dinosaurs are shit, man.
Yeah, that dinosaur's awesome. He can do what he wants. He's standing on this boat over here. They even show him crawling right here on top of that boat. Anyway, all right. I guess we don't have to it's not like have it out. I appreciate Jason Aaron's Avengers run. Why? Because Jason Aaron earned the clout at Marvel Comics to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And he did it. You can't say that about many writers. You just can't. You know? He was like, fuck you. I'm going to do what I want. And I don't give a shit. And he did take some shit. Even on this show, he took some shit for doing whatever he wanted to do. There were some really high moments. What was that event they did with the DC, you know, Washington, DC?
Heroes Reborn?
Yeah, the Heroes Reborn. That was some great shit. Yeah, he did some really great stuff here. But I have to admit, I am very much ready for Jed McKay's relaunch to see how that works out. To get back to some regular, traditional Avengers heroing outside of time travel, outside of every fucking universe imaginable. Yeah, I'm ready to kind of go back to the, you know, to the normal sort of.
That's all well and good, but
no, I'm not taking anything away from it.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Hey, that's fine to agree to disagree on preferences there. You know, that's things are subjective, but for me, this book just being the popcorn comic, you know, just all these, just let's do the hypest shit we can throw together. Let's do fucking Phoenix Cowboys. Let's do goddamn Ghost Rider Samurai. Let's just do the biggest goddamn hodgepodge of every goddamn multiversal concept that's kind of itching away at the back of Jason Aaron's mind and throw it together here in the finale. And it was
that's what this comic book was. That's exactly what it was. It was just like throw everything at the wall and make everybody happy.
Jason Aaron fever dream.
Yep.
Right. Everything he ever wanted from an event.
He literally just took all the toys out of the box and just went, there you go.
Yeah.
He's got a great talent for that, and I've enjoyed the hell out of the ride. And it ended in a pretty cool way.
It was a good book.
Yeah, this book always was a fun read week after week. I enjoyed the hell out of his run, and I'm hoping Jed McKay will do some pretty cool shit himself. The previews look pretty cool. I like his little quirky mini boss squad that he's bringing out.
Right.
But
I think the biggest story coming out of this issue is where does Jason Aaron go next? What's his next? What's his new plan? He has nothing solicited at Marvel Comics. He's doing nothing there. He's got his own thing at Boom Studios, but beyond that, I'm not sure that dude's got a book planned right now. Hopefully we get the comic book. Yeah, don't get popcorn butter grease on your comic pages.
I'll try not to.
Hopefully we get a comic book convention announcement where Jason Aaron moves to DC.
Yeah.
I would love to see him on a Green Lantern book. I think he could do a really good
that would be
Lantern
sick,
book.
yeah.
That would be really good.
Wherever he lands next, I will be anticipating it with a
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the best part about my birthday is because my birthday is actually around Free Comic Book Day, and you're gonna get a lot of announcements.
Hell yeah!
So
Fun.
May 15th, yo.
Yeah. Well, May 5th, I think is.
I think it's always the first Saturday in May, right?
It is.
It's the first Saturday, man. But after that,
he should go. Man, Thrash Shaws mentions The God Damned, which is a Jason Aaron book. Basically, it's biblical fan fiction. But the first volume of that is way better than the second one. I didn't mind the second one, but the first volume of that is fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Just continue with that. It's like every single time it's like my birthday comes around, it's always Free Comic Book Day, and you have the announcements immediately after that. So
yeah. Everything builds off of the big event.
Comic Book Day, you have my birthday, and immediately after that, 2 weeks after Free Comic Book Day, you have all like every single thing you can think of, like for the rest of the year.
Here in more recent years, most of the big events generally get some Free Comic Book Day tie-in.
Right, that and then it's convention time. You know, Jason Aaron should do Scalp too. I don't know. I didn't mind his Scalp. Actually, Eli, you kind of ruined Scalp for me, so let's not even go there. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We really appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, you'll definitely love what Eli and Leroy are doing over the Comic Book Bullies. They got a show coming up, mostly on these channels, coming up later on tonight. Definitely check those out. If you want links to everything they've got going on, go to outrightgeeker.com. It also has links to everything we've got going on, merch, social medias, YouTubes, Instas, Facebook, pages, and, of course, the group where Andy is over there diligently working to make sure that the shenanigans are kept to a minimum. Go over there. It's a great time. Oh, yeah, Scalp does suck, man. It does. It's bad. But, yeah, definitely go over there to the group. It's so much fun. Come back tomorrow. We're doing the preview show. We'll see how that goes. That'll be fun. We're talking about all the new books that are coming out next week. Again, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Most of all, thanks to these jokers for hanging out with this joker.
Always fun.
Yeah, it's a good time, man.
We are going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Yeah.
When's the last time we had a split like that where I had to do the intro and David did the outro?
Oh, I know. I don't think